What's up, guys? We're gonna continue the rating climb, going for 1600. Let's play a game. And here we go. Let's play e4, playing a 1605. Gonna play the Caro-Kann. Okay, let's go for our standard 2 pawns in the center. And let's play knight to c3. Stick with the main line here. And as we see captures, I will play my typical gambit, bishop to c4. Very, very effective, especially at this rating range, unless they've seen it and they know exactly what to do. But if not, lots of tricky lines here. Green Day, good morning. Bishop to f5, that's one move. We're going to play f3. Basically, we're giving up the pawn, get quick development, and once we castle, it opens up the rook, which is where a lot of the tactics come from. The fact that the rook is there. I can also take with the queen in this case. I don't think it's good. There are some lines where you do take with the queen, but I don't think this is one of them. I think this is just the normal capture with the knight. Okay, and we're going to now castle. And I'm expecting knight to f6, which would kind of transpose into the main line. Yes. So here's where we set a little trap. Knight to g5. Looks like a weird move. Like, what are we doing? It's actually a very dangerous threat here. So we'll see if our opponent sees it. There's one move that our opponent has to play here. One move. Celery. I hate celery. But I'm going to eat it anyway. Yeah, he played the right move. He has to play bishop g6. So our opponent, I think, knows this opening pretty well. The tactic was knight takes f7 and potentially rook takes f5, and it unleashed a lot of stuff. So they did play the correct move. And now we're going to go for a piece sacrifice to open up black's king. And we're going to get a nice attack on the king. This is where it gets very, very difficult, usually, for black to play the game. Because your king is open, you have lots of threats that you have to dodge. Got to be really careful. All right, so the knight jumps in, we're hitting the queen, and we've opened up the e-file to attack the king. Also, okay, that's a move. Both of these are good moves, I think. On this one, I believe what we do is play queen to e2. And we're lining up on the king, so we have some tactics there that black has to be careful of. We also are thinking about bishop to f4, the tempo on the queen followed by a knight fork. You can see how dangerous this is for black. Extremely dangerous. I'm doing okay, Isaac. Thanks for asking. When am I uploading Chess Adventures? You know what? It's on my to-do list. I've had lots of doctor's appointments and just things related to that have taken up a lot of time. So I had to put that on hold. Maybe next week is going to be a little bit more freed up. We'll see, depending on how things go this weekend. Celery's supposed to be good for gout, by the way. If you're wondering why I'm forcing myself to eat it. You finally got to the stream. Hey, welcome. Okay, plays king f7. So there's a lot of stuff going through my mind. The first move I'm looking at is knight to g5 check, because the king has to go back here. I almost have checkmate. Bishop can't block, I would take. There is the move knight to d5, though. I'm trying to see, do I have a follow-up? I mean, I could take it, but that doesn't help me. I could attack the queen, but again, doesn't really help me. Could also play queen c4 first. to set up the discovered check that way. King f7, interesting. I could also just play bishop here. Oh no, but then I lose the knight. I can't play bishop f4 because I lose the knight. So d5, is d5 a move? Takes, I guess I don't really have a great follow-up. I kind of feel like I have to play this, but then what's the follow-up going to be? What if I sack the rook so he can't block the check? Pawn or queen could take. If the pawn takes, then I go check. There's no block, but there is king to g7. It's pretty wild still. I could go here for check. Looks pretty powerful. Okay. So check, sack, but also queen takes. Check. But then bishop f7 is a move. Yes. So do I sack first? No, that doesn't work because I don't have the follow-up. I mean, I feel like I have to play knight g5. It just seems like the only kind of logical follow-up. Maybe I throw in bishop f4 and save that move for later. I don't see it. I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to go for this. And I'll check one more time if I miss something. The problem is after takes, the queen can come over, and I just don't have enough because the bishop blocks. Just don't have enough time to get this other rook into the game. Kind of wonder why my opponent just thought for 13 seconds on that move. The only legal move. A little bit weird, but okay. Not jump to conclusions. We have bishop f4. Takes. I go over here. I think that's a pretty nice looking position. Very aggressive. Still have lots of threats that black has to watch out for. Let's do that. Let's play bishop f4. Queen c4 check. There's knight d5. And I can take, but it doesn't really help me. Black just takes back. I don't have a follow-up after that. At least not one that I can see. So we're going to go here. There is this. And I'm going to just probably move my king. I could also just drop the bishop back for another tempo gain. But I think I like just leaving it. Because here I have this threat immediately. Also, the rook can come over. Lots of things black has to watch out for. Yep. I think that's a good move. It stops everything. Stops this. It stops this because you have bishop f7. So let's just keep piling on the attackers here. Trying to get all the pieces into the action. Plays queen e7 immediately. So I want to go check, but there's this one. What's my follow-up? This is a threat, but we have to move our queen somewhere first. So where do we move the queen to? Maybe here? It keeps pressure this way. I could go check, and then after bishop f7, I don't really have anywhere to go. Let's go queen here, I guess. I'm going to try to maybe do this, maybe do this. I don't know. I feel like black's defending extremely well. I just don't see a way through here. Hmm. All right, does this do anything? I feel like the queen's just going to move somewhere. This looks maybe dangerous for black. Let's go here. I don't really know what to do at this point. The only nice thing that we do have going for us is black's rook. Kind of out of the game temporarily. So that's the good news. Yeah. We have a fork, but does it really do anything? Let's see. Maybe we can hop over here. Let's see where the queen's going to go. Queen c4. Okay, we can keep attacking the queen. I'm not sure if that helps us. Where's the queen going to go to? Here? That looks good for us, right? Rook d4. Unless I'm missing something crazy here. That seems like a powerful move, right? Because once we force the queen there, we have a fork. So maybe black made a mistake. Yeah, I think we have the follow-up. I don't see where the queen's going to go unless I'm missing something. Can't take this. You can't really go anywhere else, so I think you have to go there. Okay. Oh, there's queen b6. Ooh, what a move. If I take the rook, I'm losing my rook. But I don't have to take it right away. I can do something else instead. Maybe sacrifice here. And then grab the rook. Or just move it. Yeah, good move. Okay. What if I just take it? And then take the rook? Let's do that. Get my piece back, I think. And black still has the problem that their rook's in the corner. Okay, let's take this. So now I'm feeling pretty good about our position. We got the piece back, and black still has this problem over here. The rook's stuck in the corner. Queen takes b2. Okay. Yeah, they want to try to grab some pawns. Let's try to relocate the knight, get a little closer to the king, even threatening something like this potentially. I'm down a couple pawns, so maybe I don't want to trade queens right now. If the queen ever leaves, this could be a dangerous threat. This. Okay. I do need to get this knight out of the corner. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should give up this pawn or not. I really don't know. Bishop h5. What's the idea? Got here late. Can I start over? Yeah. Good move. We're down a couple pawns, but again, black's rook is stuck in the corner. Now there's bishop f7, though. I can't do that. I mean, I can do that, but it's not a good move, I don't think. Tricky position to play with little time on the clock. How can I make a threat here? He wants to run with the king. How can I prevent that and make a threat? Not sure. Sometimes you just have to force yourself to move, even when you don't see like a good move. That's what I had to do right there. I didn't see anything. If you don't, you'll lose on time. So here we are. Whew. Tough game. Man, our opponent played that very well. Did that very well. Especially that opening's so tricky. Because usually I play that against like 22, 2300s, and they're just blundering stuff all over the place. Let's see. Let's check that opening. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so right here, our opponent played the best move. You have to play bishop g6. Otherwise, there's, like I mentioned, these two threats are very, very powerful. They played correctly. And then, yeah, Engine doesn't like this, but practically it performs very well. He played one of the best moves. Okay. Oh, king f7 is the best move. Okay. Knight g5 check. Okay, best move. f4. Yeah, they should have played here or here. Although this is the third stockfish move. Okay. So bishop h5 is the best move. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sorry, what? Rook d8? Of course, they can't take because checkmate. But what if they just trade queens? Oh. Basically, Stockfish says, this is pinned. So these pieces are eliminated from the game. This is pinned. This is stuck in the corner. So all black can really play with is this. You have to play h6, and then you jump in here. And knight to c7. Wow. Wow. Okay. Crazy game. But I mean, I was very impressed by our opponent. I think they were playing very well. They were seeing most of the threats. Here, yeah, queen b6. I don't know if that was planned or kind of just, happened to be there. Even this. Interesting. Wild game. Yeah. I didn't know what to do here. I literally didn't know anything. Nothing was jumping out at me, so I just had to move. Sometimes you have to do that in chess. Okay. Hey, Kip. Gaming, thank you. Neon Joe. Oh, the eval bar. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. My bad. I have a thing over there. Right. Show you again with the eval bar. So, Engine doesn't really love the sacrifice. Thinks it's, slightly better for black. But it's really tricky. And then we were kind of equal for a lot of this game. Well, not here, but yeah, after this. Pretty equal. Interesting to me that it thinks black's better here, even though the rook is stuck in the corner. That's kind of amazing. Usually that's not the case, but I guess in this particular example, I just don't have a way to exploit that. Wow. How's my blood clotting gout? It's all right. Hanging in there. The gout seems to be mostly better. Blood clot is still there, I guess. Calf still hurts. All right, I'm going to take a quick stretch my legs break. I have something for you guys, though, to work on. Oh, you may not use analysis while... Oh, I had this open on the other tab. Interesting. I wonder if I'm going to get flagged as cheating. Yeah, very interesting. Anyway, I have this for you guys. This one. Fight to play and win. You can look at that while I'm taking a walk. Be right back. All right, guys. Who knows the move here? Lots of people saying knight c3. Couple knight f6s. Knight d6. Let's do a poll. Let's do a quick poll. Knight to c3. Knight to f6. Knight to d6. King c8. Yeah, the king cannot move to c8. Knight to d6. And knight to d2. So we'll get all the knight moves in there. All right. It is a knight move, so you guys are right with that. Here we go. Let's see what the vote is. Vote for the winning move. All right. We have 44% saying knight to c3. By the way, these are your choices. Knight to c3, knight to f6, knight to d6, and knight to d2. Knight to c3 is winning by a little bit. Knight f6, okay. Yeah, these moves actually look very similar as far as, like, you know, same distance away from the king. Like, kind of doesn't really seem like there would be much of a difference, right? Okay, I'm going to end the poll. Thanks for voting. Hip says you have to stop knight to d7. Okay. I actually don't know the answer to this. I know it's a puzzle, and it's an interesting one. I just don't actually know myself. Yeah, let me think about this for a second. So, of course, we want to get a queen, but we can't. Or it's just a draw. Can't move our king. We have to move the knight somewhere. Hip says you have to stop the check. Because if you don't stop the check, what happens? I guess they just go back and forth, keep checking you. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It does make a lot of sense. Let's see if that's correct. You end the poll. Let me go to... why can't I see the analysis? I'm not playing a game, chess.com. I'm not playing. Look, it's over. Can you show me the... Why is it not showing me? Okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to do it this way. I have to do it this way. All right. Correct move is knight to f6. Congratulations. Congratulations, everybody who said knight to f6. Now, first question. What's wrong with knight c3? Knight to d7 check. 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 So, Kip Gaming, you are correct. It appears that we do need to stop knight to d7 check. So, very, very nice idea. Now, let me see one thing. Where's it at? This one? There's two options for black that we need to tackle. First one, king to c5. And what do we play here? Any ideas? Knight to d7 check. That's not going to do it because the knight takes with check. Then they can have time to go back. So that doesn't cut it. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it. King to b7. That's the correct move. King to b7. And we're threatening now to go there and fork him. Because now that knight takes, it's no longer check. We have time to get the queen. So black sidesteps. And now what do we play to win the game? I mean, I guess there's different ways you could do it. But the solution that the puzzle suggests is knight to d5. And the idea is after the knight takes, you get the queen. If the knight doesn't take, well, you're going to take it. But I believe this accomplishes the same thing. Yeah, same idea. So great. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about this is when we play knight to f6, black has this move knight to a8. Knight to a8. What should we play? Let's do a poll. Take the knight. Don't take the knight. What do you guys think? Yes or no? This is a big decision. %57% say don't take the knight. You guys don't want a free knight? Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want a free knight? Okay. Now, why do we not want a free knight is the question. Your king will get trapped. Okay, but what about our knight over here? So this is what people are saying. If we take it, our king gets trapped. That's true, but we still have a knight, right? Let me end the poll. Let me do another one. Can we use the knight to help our king escape? That's the question. Can our knight help our king escape? Here we go. Poll incoming. Can this knight help us escape? $60-40. Wrong tempo, you can't do it. Knights are dumb. Knights are dumb. Knight can't bust the king out. Okay. So, yeah, there's an interesting thing here. If this was a bishop, this would be a winning position because you could force the king away. Imagine if it's a bishop sitting here. King has to move somewhere. Anywhere, here, or here, or here, or here. And then bam, your king escapes, right? So that's what we need to try to accomplish with our knight. Right? Force the king away. Now we can get out. Problem is, it's our turn. We have to move. And guess what? We got to move the knight away. And there's this common misconception that if you just kind of like waste a bunch of moves jumping around the board, you'll be able to fix the problem, right? Because surely if I, time it right, I can do this, right? Keep trying. Watch what happens. It doesn't matter how many times you jump around. It's always going to land in the same configuration. And again, we have the same problem. It's our turn. If it was black's turn, easy win. King has to move. Like here, 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 here. So, those of you who said no, you are correct. And it has to do with the fact that because knights always switch colors, so it's on a dark square, but then it goes on a light square, then it goes on a dark square, you can't lose a tempo like you can with the bishop. You got a bishop, you just chill. Move back one move, whatever. You waste a turn. It's easy to do with bishops or rooks or queens. You can't do it with knights. All right, hopefully that makes sense. So what does that mean? Going all the way back here, when black, going all the way back here, when black played, sorry, let me see. No, knight to f6. When black played this move, we cannot take the knight. So what do we do? What do we do instead? I'll give you guys a poll in just a second. I want to give some interesting moves. So we can play king c8. We can play a knight move somewhere. Let's just say, I'll give you 2 knight moves. Knight d5 and knight to e4. And I'm going to just put this one on just to see if anybody was paying attention. King takes a8. Okay. All right, here's the poll. What do you guys think? Wow, 80%. Wow, okay. Who said king takes a8? Did you just get here late? I knew somebody would vote for that. I knew they would. Come on, guys. 6%? 6%? That's like 12 people. 12 people said this move? Kip Gaming did it as a joke. Okay, that makes sense. So 12 people are joking around. I got it. All right. So, yeah, you guys got it. Knight to d5. What's the point? Well, one point is the king can't take it because then the king's too far away. Now we take the knight and the king is not in time to trap us and we win. Okay, that's great. What's the other point? Well, you stop the knight from moving. If the knight tries to move anywhere, you just take it and you win that way. So black has to play. Let me see what the move is that black plays here. Yeah, king to d7. Now what do we do? White to play and win. Somebody said knight to e8. Yeah, we'll check knight to e8 in just a second. It might work. I don't know. Let's finish this out first. What do you guys think we play here? Knight to b6. Now, knight to b6 is not going to cut it because we just lose our knight. Yeah, king to b7. That's right. We go here. Still hitting the knight. Still preventing it from moving. But also forcing black's king to move somewhere. Okay? And black has 2 options. Let me see which one's more interesting. Yeah, so king d6. Actually... Yeah. King d6 is pretty straightforward. You take the knight. The king can't go there to trap you because we've got it covered. So you win. Straightforward. But king to d8 is more interesting. So now, let's do another poll. What should we play? Do we take the knight now? This is a critical question. Take the knight or not take the knight? Don't take it. Take it. 70% say don't take it. Okay. Let's see what happens. Same problem. Same exact problem. You guys are correct. And again, we can't waste any moves. We could jump around as much as we want. We won't be able to do anything. So I think I saw it in the comments. Knight to b6. Finally forcing black to make a decision here. And if they take us, we take, and the king is not in time. We get the win. And if they do anything else, I mean, what else can they do? I guess they could go here. Yeah, they could play knight c7. So what's the follow-up here? This is actually a good try by black. What do we play? What do we play? Somebody said get a queen. If you get a queen, you're not gonna win. King b8. I see a lot of king b8s. I see knight to d5. Interesting. Knight to d5. Okay. Let me do a poll. This is a good moment. Do another poll. So we're going to go king b8. We're going to go knight to d5. And we're going to go, let's go a8 queen. And let's go king c6. How about that? Okay. Here's the options. Queen, knight to d5, king to b8, king to c6. Which move wins for white? Knight to d5 seems to be winning. King to b8 is a close second. And 3% want the queen. Okay. King b8 is Zugzwang. All right. I believe most of you guys are wrong on this one. According to at least the solution that I'm looking at, these are not the right moves. Now, they might work, but it's not the intended solution. King c6. This is the move. So congratulations to 16% of you who said king c6. So let's talk about it and see what's going on. So knight to d5 looks like a nice idea. You want to force the knight away. The problem, I guess... No, I mean, this should actually work. Yeah, I guess this is an alternate solution. This should work. I was going to say that this could happen. And actually, that is the reason why it's not the move. That is the reason. Black just goes back. And you basically, you didn't really make progress by doing that, right? You have the same problem. Okay, that's why that doesn't work. King to b8, you run into check. And guess what? You have to just go back, and you didn't make progress again. So those moves aren't losing moves. You could still win, but you're not progressing the puzzle. Okay, does that make sense? So the way that you do it, of course, you don't want to get the queen. We already talked about this. The knight just takes you. You can't win. So the way that you do it is king to c6. And now I believe black is in Zugzwang, where they can't go here. They just simply lose the knight. They can't defend it anymore. If they go away, you take it. There's no more tricks for black. I mean, they can move their knight, but you just get a queen. There's just nothing else for them to do. So king c6. That was the move. Congratulations to those of you who found that. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that puzzle. Very, very tricky puzzle. Going back to the beginning here. Kind of looks like it might be simpler, but no. Very, very tricky. So, all right. Cool. Hope that made sense. And you guys had fun with that. And yeah, maybe we'll start doing some more of these, since it seemed like that was pretty fun. Let me go play another game here. And I've been disconnected. Let me refresh. All right. 175 wins. Thank you, whoever said that. All right. D4. Let's play the King's Indian. I haven't played that. I'm always going to play the London, man. And you could still play the King's Indian against the London, but not like it's fun. I'm going to play knight to h5. I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit. See if we can take white out of their comfort zone. That's what I like to do against players who are, you know what they're going to do. They're going to play the London. It's the same every time. At least this way, this is probably going to be a little different than what they're used to seeing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I'm going for. Oops, I wanted to play d5. I just mouse slipped that one. All right. Well, we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. Pretend like I did that intentionally. I wanted to play d5. All right, that's okay. We'll figure something out. Puzzle's not finished after the knight dies. Promote to a rook, right? Good idea. Promote to a rook to make it interesting. Okay, so yeah, we've blunted the bishop, so I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and fianchetto this guy. And we can still, do something like this to try to attack the pawn chain. I might go ahead and castle. Now, I have to be a little careful castling because of this. But the nice thing is my bishop is going to be unopposed because I've gotten rid of white's dark squared bishop, they can't really do anything about this. It's not going to be easy for them. Now, they could... Yeah, there's not an easy way for them to create a threat over there right away. So I am going to go ahead and castle. Probably the easiest is going to be here to here. But then I can just play h6. They have to lose a tempo, and the game goes on. Also, as soon as they play knight f3, I'm probably going to pin it. So, yeah, feeling okay. A lot of times you do have to be careful when you castle into an open file. But I did think through the risks, and I'm willing to, to deal with that. f4. What a move. Okay, interesting. I don't know what the idea is. Do they want to go here and attack me? They want to stop me from playing e5? I'm going to play e5 anyway, probably, so I don't really know. But when I see this, I'm immediately looking at this and this. These are now weaker because there's no pawns. So if I could play e5, get my queen over here, that looks really good. So I'm going to play e5. And, I'm castled. My opponent's not castled. It's a good time to open up the center. I could even play here right away. But I'll probably go ahead and trade first. Just save that move. I want to try to get this captured, and then we've got the e-file opened for the rook. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, this looks real good. Looks real dangerous for white. Real dangerous. So if I go here, it's a double attack, but white would have the move queen to f3. Then I could play rook here. E4 doesn't work. I would take that. That looks pretty good. I could also just play this right away. And what would white do? Okay, I don't know, but I feel like this and this, maybe king f2 is what they're going to do. Knight to c6 starts to set up some interesting tactics. Do I want to play knight to c6 first? No, because then I lose the option to play queen 5, I think. Yeah, so I think I need to go with this move if I want to get the queen out there. Let's go ahead and do that. We're starting to put pressure on these weak pawns, like I mentioned. I'm going to pair it with the rook and probably knight to c6. The reason is then we have tactics popping up here. All kinds of cool stuff that we can do. But white has to be very careful here. Expecting queen f3. And ideally I don't want to let actually, even if they castle here, I'm pretty happy with that. They go with queen e2 instead. They want to leave this open, but it doesn't defend this. It doesn't defend this pawn. So do I want that right away, or do I want to go for this first? Yeah, I think I want to just pile up the pressure here first. And I believe we'll be able to take this next move. I don't see... Oh, there's 94. I didn't see that. 94. No, they're just gonna give me everything. Okay. Interesting. We take with the rook. That looks very powerful. I'm guessing queen f1. And then maybe we can even swing the queen over here for knight to c6. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That looks really, really good. Also, just take this, I guess. I really want to get some more pieces into the action. So I think I'm really liking knight to c6. Okay, that looks like a blunder. Blunders the bishop. I'm just scanning. Are there any tricks? Like knight f3 doesn't really do anything. No, it's just a blunder. So we'll take the bishop. All right, that was a quick game. Let me update this before I forget. 176. We did make a blunder. Let's see what our blunder was. Or our mistake, I should say. I'll give you guys the eval bar this time. Oh, it didn't like that move? Why not? Why didn't it like this? It wanted me to play c5 or rook e8. Oh, because king f2. And then queen f3, and it said white was okay. I was probably going to play knight c6 here. Oh, queen f4. All right, kind of a weird position. Anyway, not much to look at there. So let's go ahead and play the last game, which will take us over 1600, assuming that we win. Okay, 1676. So playing the Sicilian. Should we try it again? Should we try it again, or should I just go for my normal stuff? Oh. I don't know. Normal? Normal? Okay, people are saying normal. All right, we'll play normal. Play normal this time. We'll go with bishop b5. Bishop b5 check. Bishop there. Okay, there's two ways you can play it. You can take, or you can play a4. I like to play a4 unless I'm playing like a grandmaster or something. I think the technical best move is to trade, but against anybody below like GM level, I usually play this because you get this annoying pressure here, and the pawn stops the knight from the normal development. So I like to do it this way. Okay, let's go ahead and castle. Let's go ahead and play knight to c3. This is pretty much always where your knight's going to go. Kind of add support to these guys. Whenever I see this, I always ask myself, is e5 a good move? E5 a good move? Maybe not yet, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that. I think I'm going to play rook e1 first. Just kind of set up, get the rook involved. Ah, he plays e5 first. Okay. Yeah, that's a risk. It is a risk that can happen. Now we just get this really closed off type of game, which is fine. We can play this way. Just a different style of chess, essentially. All right, so bishop g5. I like the idea here. Pinning that in closed off positions. Knights a lot of times outperform bishops, so I would be okay even trading this bishop for this knight. Yeah, I would be okay doing this. Normally, you don't want to do this because then you have no way to oppose this bishop. Because the way the pawns are set up and it's a locked up position, I think I am going to take it. I think I am. And I'm going to basically say my knights are going to be more effective in this locked up type of a game. So here we go. Knight to d5, very powerful knight already, you can see. And I need to figure out how to make this guy powerful as well. Now, b6. Keep in mind, this is pinned, so the pawn can't capture. I'm threatening to take, but more importantly, I'm threatening here. What happens? Knight c6. Do I have a way to win any material? The knight can jump in. The rook would go to c8. I would take here. No, doesn't work. Doesn't work, but I always want to think through those things. Okay. All right. I think what I'm going to do is play knight here. Try to relocate this knight around here to start putting pressure on some weak spots. Let's go ahead and do that, I think. So black has to deal with this. Also has to just keep an eye out for kind of constant threats with the knights. he wants to trade. I think I might actually now just loop back, and that way I can guarantee that I will have that knight there. So let's do that. We're going to have a knight versus bishop in a relatively locked up position. I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Oh, so here we go. And if black is smart, they're probably going to try to open up the position so that their bishop becomes more effective. Okay, looking for tactics. Doesn't work because it's no longer pinned because this guy is helping. Doesn't work, but I am keeping an eye on this. Imagine if my queen was on d2. I'm probably going to move it there next anyway. Now this is a threat. This is actually a threat because we have the fork. I could also come over here. So yeah, black has to be careful here. Oh, I actually missed black was attacking this, but that's not a big deal because we have a fork. So it's sort of tactically defended anyway. But I should have paid more attention to that. Luckily, I have this here. Okay, so black does not see my threat. The only thing is, if they take here on b5, then I have checkmate. Ooh, okay, so yeah, I think that's the move. We take, they take, I go check, they go move, I take this. Ah, but my knight is trapped. My knight's trapped, so I can't do that. Ooh, almost made a big mistake. Okay. All right, so that's good to know. Let's play c4. I just want to go ahead and totally lock this up, especially because I have the knight in a good position and black has the bishop. The more that I can lock this position up, the happier I am. Now I'm thinking we just double up, maybe even triple up here and just try to do something there. Not super concerned about this. I can just take back and play f3. That's not really a big deal. Let's go ahead and play. So one way to do it is rook a6. The other way to do it is rook a3. The reason I might go here is because after the capture, then this rook maybe can play a role actually on defending or even attacking the king side. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go here instead. I was going to go here, but I think I like this idea. Ooh, okay. I'm happy to see that. I think I'm just going to play f3 and just, yeah, really just, because this bishop's not going to do anything now. Okay, g5. He's going to try to attack me, which is fine. But I'm going to come over here and start making threats. Now I immediately have a threat here. And, okay, black did not see it. So he can take here because we have the pin. And it's a fork. So yeah, black just, sometimes you can think your position's really solid and you just miss the fact that it's actually not. So let me just verify. Takes, we win a rook. We move somewhere, nothing dangerous. There's no tactics. Yeah, that's just a big mistake on black's part. All right, so there we go. Okay, everything is blocked up except this. So this is probably where I want my queen to infiltrate the position. I'm going to go to d1. Adds a little bit of support here if I need it. But realistically, I'm coming over here. Defends. We have rook a7, queen a6, whatever we want. Mm-hmm. 1605. All right, let's see how do we do? Yeah, 91. I felt like we played pretty well because I'm pretty familiar with those bishop b5 positions. So let's take a look. Eval bar. Yep, and you see even the engine is agreeing with me where a lot of times you don't want to do this against the Fianchetto. But this is an exception because black had already decided to lock up the center. Notice there's not really a way to break open the position once this knight is gone. And that's what we saw. This knight was very, very powerful. Stockfish wanted something else there, but yeah, it wanted me to start by maneuvering this, but I think this is fine. So what I was showing you guys here, if we take this, the idea is that the bishop can't take because I have the fork. But at the end of all that, my knight is just trapped. I almost made that mistake. Thankfully, I didn't stop calculating early, because sometimes you could just stop calculating right here. You would just be like, takes, check. I have the fork. I get my piece back and a free pawn, and that could be the end. So, okay, and then yeah, that was it. All right, cool. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for doing the puzzle with me. That was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that too. We made it to 1600. And one thing I'll mention, if you guys watched the whole stream, the first, was it the first game? First or second game? I can't remember. Where we played the Caro-Kann. That player played very, very well. And which game was it? This one. This is just something that happens in chess sometimes. Like, you might be at, 1300 level or 1500 level or 1700 level, whatever. Sometimes you play people that are they're having a really good day, right? They're just playing really solid. Like this game, this was a tough game against 1600. They played really, really well. And then you have these other games like we've looked at where they just make some quick blunders and resign early, right? That happens too. So yeah, that's just part of chess, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Take it easy. I'm going to go eat some lunch, do some walking as much as I can. I'll catch you guys next time. Stay sharp. Play smart. Take care.